Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Been 4 weeks since the last update, so I think I should make one more. There have been plenty of things that's been going on in my life, but now I have a little bit of vacation. So, well, vacation, I'm starting my job again tomorrow. But this week I managed to have the entire week off, so I've been doing a lot of fun things. Listening to music is one of them. So this is going to be an update video, and I am probably going to do one more update video in the near future because I have a lot of things I want to show. But we shall probably begin with a little bit of unusual things. So I have both CDs, I have actually a couple of books also. I have vinyl, and I have some cloth fabrics too. Let's begin with some CDs and the kind of cloth, because they are like a little bit together, so to speak. I ordered from James McBain's Bandcamp. You probably know him as Hellripper. Already have the vinyl of this excellent album, The Affairs of the Poison, which he released last year and was on my number 3 of top metal albums of 2020. If you haven't checked out Hellripper, you should really. It's awesome black and speed metal. And at the same time as I ordered this on CD, I also ordered his first album. Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, there we go. Coagulating Darkness. He released this a couple of years ago. I think it was in 2017, perhaps. Yeah, something like that. This is a digipack. Of course, I do not own this on vinyl. I think he only released a few hundred vinyls, and nobody's going to sell those in a short while. So I'm hoping for a reissue soon. Very cool. And this one, The Goat. Very, very cool album. I spun it in the car several times. That's mostly why I buy CDs. Can't spin vinyl in the car, and if you could, it would sound like shit. So yeah, both Hellrippers, The Affair of the Poisons, and Coagulating Darkness is now in my possession. I'm very happy about that. So, with that being said too, in the same order, I also ordered this, The Goat again. It's a patch for hopefully a future Battle West, so to speak. Yeah, people are probably going to think I'm from Scotland or something when I'm wearing this on my backs, but you know, it's an awesome. Yeah, I kind of like the clean style of it all, and Hellripper is awesome, so I will wear this with pride. And at the same time, I also ordered I ordered a flag. Let's see if I can get this. Is it in the right? Wow, it's big as hell. With a goat. Is it in the? No, it's upside down. There we go. So there we have it. Hellripper. A huge flag with a goat and a burning church and everything, which makes Hellripper awesome. So that is going to hang somewhere on the wall in the future. And I actually also ordered, but this was a separate order, ordered Ozzy, of course. Let's see if we can get the Ultimate Sin to show properly. It's a little bit, I think it's a little bit smaller than the Hellripper one. Yeah, but I love this album cover. The Evil Lady, and of course the monster Ozzy thing. So yeah, really happy about that. So both of these are going to go up on the wall in some future. All right, so let me just continue with the CDs, and then we can take a couple of books, and then finish off with the vinyls. So, I've been buying a lot of CDs lately. Well, these are not new CDs; they're all second-hand CDs. So, I've gotten them fairly cheap. Most of these cost between $2, $3, perhaps $4 in that range. So, pretty cheap. And I spun them all, and they are in great condition too. Let's begin with this Testament. Let's see, there we go. So the new order. This is Testament's second album from 1988. It's a real classic thrash metal album, and I do not own any early Testament stuff. I only own Titans of Creation, their latest album, which is also an awesome album, by the way. So this was a real treat to actually experience. And here we have a little bit of the booklet. Oh, yeah, that cannot see that, too small. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed this. I spun it in the car, this album clocks in about 40 minutes, actually. I think Testament got in a little bit of trouble with record label when they were recording this album, because they had like somewhere around the 35-minute mark, and they had actually written a contract which said they were going to record 40 minutes of music, so they almost breached their contract. So they more or less what did they do? They added a song. Yeah, they added an Aerosmith song, I think. Is it what is it? Nobody's Fault? Yeah, Nobody's Fault. That is the Aerosmith song. So yeah, a little bit of Testament to get spun in the car. I spent like 8 or 9 times, I think. An awesome album. Continue with the CDs. I picked up a couple of, or actually 3 Entombed albums. Can begin with this. This is Clandestine. This is Entombed's second album from 1991. You see, it's like the dark logo on it too. So I think this is actually a first pressing. Not really sure though, so correct me if I'm wrong on that. But the album cover is slightly different from my vinyl version of this. So yeah. Anyway, it's an awesome album, I think, with Left Hand Path, which incidentally is also one of the things I picked up. This is basically the best 2 Entombed albums. I mean, I really like Wolverine Blues, their third album too. But Clandestine is such it has such a brutal sound. And I think it's actually Nicky Anderson who sings on this one. Yeah, I think it's credited. Is it? I think. Let's see. Is it? I think. Yeah. So Nicky Anderson, he is. He sings in a band called the Helicopters now, which is a totally different style of music. By the way, it's more like garage rock. On Left Hand Path, for instance, it was L.G. Petro who sang, and he also sang on Wolverine Blues and the later stuff, Entombed albums. So, but I think it says it's Johnny Dordovich somewhere in here that actually sings, but it's not. I think it's Nicky Anderson. Yeah, I'm not an expert on this, but I think it's there was some kind of mix-up with all. They had like recorded Dordovich vocals, but then decided to use Nicky Anderson's instead. So yeah, fabulous job. It might have been the lyrics too. I don't know really. So don't crucify me if I'm wrong here. I'm no Entombed expert, but I do like to listen to them. If you are going to check out some songs, if you happen to live under a rock and don't know Entombed, I would probably recommend Sinners Bleed. It's an excellent song. And what more? Strange, yes, Strange Aeons. That's a good track too. So yeah, that is Clandestine. Quickie, Entombed, Left Hand Path. I do not think I need to speak anything about this album. Got this really cheap, like it was like $3.50. So yeah, what more can be said about that? Nothing really. Awesome death metal. Yeah, it's death metal if you do not know. But they of course made a bit of a death and roll sound later in their career, and you can hear that on this. But it's sort of a return to their original sound too. So Morning Star. This is Entombed's 7th album, I believe, from 2001. Perhaps, is it? Yes, it is. It is. So yeah, this album is actually, if you take this out, it's actually meant to be like this, but I am putting it like this because otherwise it doesn't make sense when I pull it out. Yeah, so haven't really listened to this, I must be honest to say. But I'm going to take a listen to it this week and see what I feel about it. I also got this for like $2 from the same seller, so the shipping and so was well, it's cheap, so why not, you know. Yeah, those were the 3 Entombed albums. Also, another one from the same seller. I picked up Toronaga. And this is God's Gift, yeah. Do not know much about Toronaga. I think I've seen, like, I don't know, there are some of my YouTube colleagues out there that have shown Toronaga, I think specifically their first album. This is their second album. I think they only have made like 3 albums, and they made 2 albums like in the late 80s. And then they made a 3rd album in the 2000s, I think. So yeah, I've been listening to this once. It has kind of a raw production to it. But yeah, leave a comment down in the section so you can tell me what you think about Toronaga. Bit of a blind buy for me, really. All right. Next up, been picking up a few books too. I'm a well, I would not say I'm an avid reader. I only have like 2 books up there. Well, I have a whole shelf full of books, but that's like, other kinds of literature. The first book I picked up is Ozzy's I Am Ozzy. His biography. Going to read through this. Particularly interested, of course, about the whole airplane crash incident. Which I do not really know a lot about, when Randy Rhoads died. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to read this. It's been on my wish list to do for a quite long time. I'm an Ozzy fan, but I haven't read his biography, so it's kind of mandatory. If you are a fan, you should probably read this. So yeah, looking very much forward to that. And also, Lemmy's White Line Fever. Wonder what that can be about. So, should be no surprise. I'm a Lemmy fan too. I have read a lot about Lemmy, but I actually do not own a biography. So I thought it was high time to pick it up. Introduction from Lars Ulrich. Oof. Anyway, yeah, nothing to say about Lemmy. I think I've read this, and I think it starts out with him getting like 3 blowjobs and passing out at a lake or something. that sets the tone, doesn't it? Right. Oh, we are already 15 minutes in. All right. So I have 3 vinyls. I will show you now. The first one I got about almost 2 months ago. And it is my number 20 and my top 20 of metal albums in 2020. And that is this album. This is Old Growth. The band is a one-man project, really. So Old Growth is a black metal project, atmospheric black metal project. And this is the album Moss Weaver. Now, this man over here, the smoking gentleman, I think he is called Shaman Animist. It's obviously his artist name, not his real name, but I do not know his real name. I don't think it says anywhere. There we have him lying on the ground. Old Growth is this is the first album, by the way, he just released one album, obviously, 2020. But it's black metal with a sort of primordial theme of nature, destruction, life, stuff like that. Nothing really unusual for black metal. What really drives this album home is probably the feeling it conveys about, I live in Sweden, so it's kind of harsh environment over here. Well, I live in a city, so it's not that harsh. But, we are surrounded by forest and nature and everything that makes life a little bit dangerous. And this album has a tendency to convey that. So if you like that sort of thing, I can really recommend this album. Listen on it on Bandcamp, or I think it's on YouTube or Spotify. See what you think about it. I think it's great. So, next one. Let's jump a little to heavy metal. And Snake Bite Love. Ooh. Motörhead. So, this is... here we have the guys too. So this is Motörhead's 17th album. Oof. A bit mid-range. Perhaps wait, is it from 2001 perhaps, or no, 98? Right, 17th album. So, and there we have Mickey D and Lemmy, and So, what to say about this? It's a mid-tier Motörhead album, to be honest. Awesome picture, by the way, right? So it's not an album that would be considered memorable. Actually, I do not know if I could say a specific song from this title that really captivates me or gets me going. But it's an okay album. I mean, it's you can have this on whatever, and you will hear it's Motörhead, and you will be content with that, I think. For the collection, absolutely, would this be a Motörhead album I would start with? Probably not. It's, I think it's on, here we have some, simulated ringware with letters. Just lyrics, and it's on standard black vinyl too. Not my favorite drummer, but Sweden represents with Mickey D. What hasn't he been in? He has been in Scorpions and Darken and what more? It's has he been in King Diamond too? I think that King Diamond and Halloween and Thin Lizzy, I think. Well, he has been a shit ton of band. Just for a short while, perhaps filled in live, or perhaps was on 1 or 2 albums. Going on. Shit, I'm not going to finish under 20 minutes. Damn. Well, the last thing I'm going to show you is this. Getting it back to thrash metal, Annexation. Annexation. Also brutal artwork too. Love it. So this is the band's first album. It's I think it's called Inherent Brutality. So been listening to this. Just picked it up on Bandcamp. It's pretty cheap. Listen it on it's a YouTube channel with a lot of thrash metal bands, a little, you know, new school of thrash metal or something like that. And they were featured on it. Listened 2 or 3 songs and think this shit is all right. So picked it up on a whim. I'm not sorry about that, I can tell you. Clocks in about 35 or 40 minutes, so perfect length for a thrash metal album. It's also on this lovely, you know, the artwork, red and black, the vinyl, red and black. Oof, nice splatter effect there. So yeah, also the band, so the band members. Let's see if we can have it. Yeah, there they are. It's a funny bunch of people. Let's see. Yeah, all right. So they have obviously artist name. So the vocals is by Infector with 2 R's in the end. Yeah. So and on guitar we have Lizard Gonzalez, aka Uncle Crocodile. And on bass we have Rotten Piranha. and on I think it is a rhythm guitar, it's just guitar here. So the second guitarist is obviously Sick Fuck Sanchez. And we should not forget the drums, where we have the legendary Volcanic Nun Desecrator. Yeah, that's some funny names. All right, people. This has gone on long enough. So, with that, I'm going to cut this update off. Going to have another one really soon. It will not take like 4 weeks like the last one. So, you know what I'm going to say? May the metal gods be with you, my friends. And I see you in the next update. Cheers!